A lot of other videos will show you that you need to sacrifice one of those flasks to get your test grid on. I don't believe that's necessarily true. Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Life. I've got a new laser in the shop, and this is the Lumos by WeCreat. It is a dual head laser, so it's got a 10-watt blue diode and a 3-watt infrared, and this thing will actually engrave color on stainless steel. Now, with the dual head laser, you can do things like wood, leather, paper, cork, slate, aluminum, steel, stainless steel, and even color engraving. Now, myself as a knife maker, having a laser in the shop is just fantastic for putting your maker's mark. You might want to put the steel type on or even customize names. I've done some in the past where I've done dates for a wedding date. They were gifts for a groomsman, the knives that I had made. But the cool thing with this is being able to laser engrave color. And that's what we're going to focus on with this video. For doing color laser engraving, there's a few things you need to understand. First of all, it's not something that the machine will necessarily remember, but there is a workaround for that. So once you get the colors dialed in you want, if you reset the focal distance, and that's how it's achieving the different colors, is by varying the focal distance and then the speed and the power that you're engraving with. But once you've kind of set a baseline, you basically need to work from that baseline. When you power the machine off and then on again, it's reset. I do think there's some workarounds for this that we're going to be experimenting with in the future. But a lot of folks will say too, say if you had like a flask, a stainless steel flask you wanted to engrave. A lot of other videos will show you that you need to sacrifice one of those flasks to get your test grid on. I don't believe that's necessarily true. What I went ahead and did is I went to Amazon and just bought a whole bunch, like 50. I think these are 8mm stainless steel business cards. They're not flexible, they're quite robust. You're not like bending this. But I think the workaround for getting a test grid on something like this and then being able to transfer that directly to a flask or any other stainless object you want to engrave is to make a spacer the same thickness of what you're engraving. So if you had a flask that's about 1 inch tall, you could just get a piece of wood that's about 1 inch, get it as close as possible, even use some of these to shim it up and down, do your test engrave on this, get your color palette selected, and then take out your spacers, and you'll be at the exact same work height. So you don't have to sacrifice whatever product is that you're color engraving. The way the process works is you go into their software, it's very intuitive, and also at each step along the way, there's a tutorial video. It's like, would you like to watch a video? Yes or no? I watched it the first time, so I don't watch it the second time, and it all kind of makes sense. So what you do is you put whatever it is you're going to engrave in there, you get your alignment, so you take the red dot and the blue dot, get them so they're touching, and that is the proper distance, the proper focal length for general engraving. That's what I would use if I was going to mark a knife, my logo or something like that. It just gives you that standard laser etch dart mark. But you get that focal distance set, and then you tell it we want to go to the engrave mode, the color engrave mode in the toolbox. And it will print out the first test grid. And that looks like this one right here. And so what this test grid is, it's actually moving the distance of the laser from the workpiece. It goes in 2mm increments, and you pick which one of these you like the best. Now for this sample, I liked 170 the best, and so I'll choose that, and then it goes to the next grid, which is this. Now I just did a 5x5, you could do a 10x10, anywhere from 10% power to 100% power. You can customize all of these different things. So I just did a 5x5, and you can see we get quite a nice selection of different colors. And so once you've got that done, this machine is now set up to operate within those parameters. You'll pick whatever design you want, and in this case, I laser engraved a flower. All I did was I went in their software and I took the petals. Okay, the petals, I selected those, and I set those based on which color I wanted. So I wanted a nice yellow, and I did 80% power at 40mm a second. That corresponds with that color right there. And so you basically assign those parameters to that part of whatever you're engraving. And then for the center, I wanted it red, so I found a nice red that I liked here. I believe that was 20% or 20mm a second and 70% power. Chose that for my grid, and I assigned that to the center. And then for the stem, I wanted a greenish color, so I did the 90% power at 10mm a second. Based on that color, I applied that to the stem, and then once you engrave it, it sets all those parameters and it will change them for every part that you're doing. And it's really, really quite simple. And I think it turns out pretty cool, but the only issue is that if I shut this machine off now, all these parameters are lost. But I think there's a workaround. We're gonna give that a shot right now. I'm gonna bring it in nice and tight, and we're gonna see if we can make this work. So like I'd mentioned, this machine hasn't been shut off since it came up with this. So the focal distance, the distance that the laser is from the material, has not changed. Now, what if we measure the distance of the red dot and the blue dot? Let me zero this. Get it as close as we can. I think that's pretty much it, and record that measurement. So that is 3.69 millimeters. So now what I can do is if I shut the machine off and the parameters are reset, I should be able to just mark those dots to 3.69 millimeters, and we will be at that same focal distance that will give us these different colors based on the speed and the power. First, I'm just going to save this project. So we're going to call it flower. Save. Okay, now let's shut the machine off. Also, one thing I really like about this is that it is Wi-Fi and USB, and the Wi-Fi works great. So I can turn it off, turn it on, and I just reconnect it. Now the head is going to move up and down. So our focal distance has changed. Let's come in here to recent projects. Add to canvas. And we're going to select the device. Okay, so we've connected. And here we are. And now if we go to color engraving, confirm. And if we go into our settings here, we can click on each part and see, yes, this 80% power, 40% speed, line density of 300. And if I click this one, so that's 90% power, 10 millimeters a second. And this one should be different from that, 70, 20 millimeters a second, and 80, 40 millimeters a second. The one thing to consider is that when you're doing color engraving, it won't actually let you use the built-in camera. You just have to use the frame feature, but it works. And you can see I've spaced out those dots to the same distance that we had measured previously. So let's see if we can get similar results. So let's hit the frame feature. Figure out where we want to put this. Ooh, no, I'm framing the single one. So let's pause that. Because essentially this image is broken up into a whole bunch of different segments. So I want to frame the entire thing. So just select the entire thing and then hit frame. And we're going to put it right there. Nice side-by-side comparison. We'll pause that. Hit start. Send. And let's see how close we get. It's going to take about 6 minutes to do this engraving. We'll check back and see how close we got it. All right, here's a moment of truth. Look at that. Those are pretty much the exact same. This one's slightly lighter, but I'm excited that worked. So that is indeed a workaround and a way to get repeatable results over multiple projects. You know, if I put in something much thicker in there, I would just raise it up, get those dots to the same spacing, and I'm working with the same color palette and these settings. I'm really excited about that because I could even, if I'd wanted, actually make some type of a gauge that's this exact same height. Once I find the color palette I like, make the gauge, spend some time, could just be a piece of steel that you precisely file down to 3.69 millimeters, whatever it was. And then I could just set that anytime I turn my machine on whatever material I'm working on, doesn't matter the thickness, get those dots spaced out that amount, and boom, I'm working with this exact same color palette. So I think this is really exciting. Think about what you could do. I know a lot of American knife makers. You could do like a US flag in color. You could do a Canadian flag in color, or whatever flag you would like to do in color. Now, the one other thing to think about is if you say download a file from the internet, sometimes it's not super easy to break them all apart in the WeCreat software. I mean, it's designed, it's not like an actual design software. There are some design elements in it, but something like Canva or something else, even going to Etsy and downloading files, just think if you had like different logos and designs. I always think it'd be cool to do like a koi fish or something on a Japanese knife. And if you did that in color, I think that totally sets it off. And then also for non-knife making related things, you could customize your business cards to have color. This thing does an amazing job at laser engraving pictures. I think I have a sample here. Like the detail on that is just unreal. And that came from this machine. It's unbelievable the possibilities that a laser like this brings to the table. And even sometimes just making personalized gifts for people. I did that at Christmas time. We did a slate coaster, did some wooden spoons, and it's just so fun. And then also there's the fact that you can customize everything you own. If I worked in a shop, a shared shop, like I used to, I mean, I would get a little engraving machine and engrave all my tools. Well, it's so much quicker and way better looking just to do it with a laser. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to do some more videos. We're going to show you in another video this extension slide. It's really cool because it brings a much larger work area to a small machine like this. And then also their rotary is absolutely the favorite rotary I've ever seen. It's got this really excellent grip system, so you can grip the inside of a tumbler or something like that. This thing works fantastic. But for this video, I just wanted to start on one of the cooler parts in laser engraving, and that is to engrave color. Super simple to figure out, super impressive, and it just opens up a whole world of possibilities. If you would like to know more specific projects, or you have ideas, you want things to test on this laser, drop them down in the comments. I will integrate that into my next video about this. Thank you to WeCreat for sending me one of these to test out, use, and make some videos about. And I hope you find this helpful, and thanks for watching. Cheers.